What's up, everybody? It's Neko King here again. Today I have an anime review for you guys. Now, let it be known, anime reviews are going to be, just based off of what I've seen and my own preferences and opinion. So, from my perspective, I will say, certain anime that I will review to you guys are just going to be based off my perspective. But I will say if I would recommend it or not, and you can go from there. To me, there are anime that are worth recommending, and some you can kind of be like, it was kind of a nice time eater. But it all depends on people's preference. So, yeah, do with that as you will. Anyway, the anime I'm going to review for you guys, on my personal opinion, is going to be Angels of Death. And Angels of Death is not for everyone. I will already kind of just throw that out there. Because, as you can tell in the title, Angels of Death, there is going to be blood and a lot of killing and murderous tendencies. So if you're not a fan of those things, yeah, don't watch it. Just don't. Um, just kind of take my word for it. I'm not saying it's bad, but truly, if you don't feel comfortable with those things, then yeah, don't force yourself. In this anime, there is a systematic floor system, kind of like a tower, but instead of going up, it goes down. And you start from the bottom and you have to go all the way to the top. So think of it as literally like the Saw saga. So you literally have to escape from the bottom up, and as you progress up, things get progressively more difficult because on each floor there is a murderer. Every floor has a murderer in this regard. And with that said, that's where everything gets interesting already because in this one, as they get as they get progressively worse, you start noticing certain things. Like they're definitely not just regular murderers. No, they're all relatively psychotic. Like all of them. And they all have this like unique trait about them. And it's interesting to say the least. Starting off from the bottom floor is our boy Zach. Zach has you know, issues. Zach is a very interesting character, not just because he's always bandaged up and you don't see his face, and it's not just because his awesome size. That's not just it, but it's also his traumatic backstory, which you guys will have to find out if you really want to know. And then it also comes down to our girl Rachel here. Our girl Rachel has uh, the most compelling story, but not just that, the most interesting reactions and the most interesting thought process. Like Rachel Gardner here, which is the girl who it focuses on more or less. It focuses both on Rachel and Zach, but more or less Rachel. And Rachel herself is an interesting character because Zach refuses to kill her because he says that she's already dead inside via the look in her eyes. He can't kill anyone whose eyes are already dead. So, with that said, they form a bond and to escape this floor together. They form to escape this tower like dungeon together. But it is only when she's able to smile as if she did not have dead eyes that Zack will kill her. So as they progress, it's getting a little more relatively difficult, and you're starting to see kind of a bond form. Some would say it kind of reminds them of Stockholm Syndrome, to where it's not healthy in the slightest, but when you develop feelings for someone who's definitely not good for you. Some would say it seems like that. And you wouldn't be wrong, it kind of does seem like it's going in that direction, especially when the anime ends, which I will not spoil. But it definitely looks as if that definitely is developing. So, need to say nothing less that as they kind of get closer and closer as they climb up. Eventually, yes, they do go through some of the pretty gruesome things, especially Rachel. Rachel is put through a huge ringer, but so is Zach. So they're both put through traumatic emotional traumas that just reawaken the trauma that were already within them. In the end, yes, I will say that they kind of both escape, and when they escape, it's still not very much over. I will not say what happens, but I will say that yes, they do eventually escape. I'm pretty sure most people would expect that. But even then, during this whole thing, it's very traumatizing and it's quite a lot of blood, and it can kind of mess with you a bit. But the darker side of anime is kind of like more favored because they tend to tell. I can't talk. They tend to tell the best stories. So with that said, I would recommend this anime to anyone who just likes to have a bit of mystery, a bit of mystique, and who can actually overlook a lot of the psychotic and murderous tendencies that all these characters possess. Because there's a character named Eddie, he's a child, but good lord, does he make my skin crawl. And then there's the girl Kathy, which everyone would look at and be like, would think, oh, there's no way this girl could. Oh no, no. And I won't even get into our boy here. I won't even get into him, not the priest. I will not get into that. That dude is just, yeah, no, nothing ever good comes from priests. But this is just barely my opinion. I think this anime was really good. It was a nice time eater, but at the same time, I could really immerse myself into this anime, and I thought it was really well done. The animation was great. The plot and the story were amazing, and you know, it kind of makes you think like, oh wow, so this is just really dark, but I still like it. Why is that? And I think it's because at some point, when we all have a low point, we can all relate to these emotions that these characters are portraying throughout the entire series. I kind of really wish that there was to be more of Angels of Death, whether another season or maybe more episodes, because the way it ended was kind of open and you can kind of interpret it how you see fit. But the way I see it, the ending was kind of open. So it wasn't a full closed ending, but you can kind of make your own ending, so to speak. So with that said, guys, I just want to say that Angels of Death was like an 8 out of 10 on my anime scale. So I would definitely recommend this to people, especially those who don't mind the darker side of anime. So if I with that said, I hope to see you guys again soon. Probably upload another anime review for you guys next week. If you guys have any suggestions, just let me know in the comments section. Or I'll even leave a link to my Instagram account in the description. I'll leave a link there, and you guys can maybe toss them there, which chances are I'll probably most likely see them. I'll probably see them more likely there. But then again, I do have a full time schedule, so don't pressure me too much, guys. So I'll get you guys later, and hope you all stay safe, stay happy, and be good. All right, bye.